Good morning, students of class 3. Today we are going to learn about a very interesting poem. The name of the poem is The Moon. This poem is written by Robert Louis Stevenson. This poem is all about the moon. The moon looks like a living thing, and the poet shares all that it does while shining at night. It acts as a protector of the night, watching over people, animals, and places. So let us quickly read the poem and then I will explain you paragraph wise. The moon has a face like the clock in the hall. She shines on thieves on the garden wall, on streets and fields and harbor quays, and birdies asleep in the forks of trees. The squalling cat and squeaking mouse, the howling dog by the door of the house, the bat that lies in the bed at noon, all love to be out by the light of the moon, but all the things that belong to the day cuddle to sleep to be out of our way, and flowers and children close their eyes till up in the morning the sun shall rise. So this poem is written by Robert Louis Stevenson. So in the first paragraph, the poet says that the moon has a face like the clock in the hall. The sun shines on thieves on the garden wall, on streets and fields and harbor quays, and birds asleep in the fork of trees. In the first paragraph, the poet tells us that the moon signifies nighttime. Moon spectates the thieves stealing at the night and the birds on the trees. So the poet says that the moon has a face like the clock in the hall, and the moon shines on thieves on the garden wall. The moon shines on trees and fields and harbor quays. So what is the meaning of harbor? Harbor is a place in the sea coast where ships shelter. The moon even shines on the birds asleep in the forks of trees. Now we'll be reading the second stanza of the poem. The squalling cat and squeaking mouse, the howling dog by the door of the house, the bat that lives in the bed at noon, all love to be out by the light of the moon. In the second paragraph, the poet tells us that the squalling of the cat and the squeaking of the mouse and the howling of the dogs create a sharp contrast to the silence of the night. The poet further says that the mouse, cat, dog, bat all love to be out at night when the moon shines. So the squalling cat and the squeaking mouse. Squalling and squeaking means the noises made that causes disturbance. the howling dog by the door of the house. So the squalling cat, the squeaking mouse, and the howling dog creates sharp contrast that disturbs the silence of the night. The bat that lies in the bed at noon. So the poet further says that the bat sleeps during the day. All love to be out by the light of the moon. So the mouse, cat, dog, bat, all love to be out at night when the moon shines. Now coming to the third stanza of the poem. But all the things that belong to the day cuddle to sleep to be out of her way, and flowers and children close their eyes till up in the morning the sun shall rise. So in the third stanza, the poet says that the children and the flowers are asleep as if they are denying the moon's beauty and light, whereas all the animals like to spend the night under the moonlight. But all the things that belong to the day cuddle to sleep to be out of her way. What is the meaning of cuddle? Cuddle means to nestle together or hold somebody or something close for comfort and warmth. So the poet is telling us that the children and the flowers, they sleep as if they are denying the moon's beauty. The flowers and children close their eyes till up in the morning the sun shall rise. So all the things that belong to the day sleep at night as if they are denying moon's beauty. Till up in the morning the sun shall rise. So the flowers, children, they sleep at night and they get up only in the morning. Whereas other animals like the cat or the mouse, dog or the bat, they spend the night under the moonlight. So this poem is written by Robert Louis Stevenson. Now let us read briefly about the poet. So Robert Louis Stevenson was a Scottish novelist. He was a poet, an essayist, and travel writer. Some of his most famous novels are The Treasures Island, Kidnapped and Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So Louis Stevenson was born in 1850 and he died in the year 1894. And he was a Scottish novelist, poet, and a travel writer. So thank you, students. Hope you have all enjoyed this small little poem, right? It's a very interesting poem about the moon. This poem talks all about the moon and the animals that enjoy to spend the night under the moonlight. Thank you, students. Please go through the poem, read the poem, underline the difficult words. Thank you all once again.